Hello and welcome to A Cup of Grace and Lori. I'm Grace.
And I'm Lori.
In today's episode, since it is January 2023, we thought that it would be relevant to go over some New Year's resolutions. So I know that Lori, you like to resolve certain goals to accomplish every
Yes.
year at the beginning of every year. I don't
Yes.
generally make resolutions, but I have some loose ones.
Okay.
So why don't you begin?
Sure. Actually, I just want to say what I do. I started doing this about, at least a year and a half ago. I write goals down and I write daily goals down. So I do that every day, about 10 goals, which they're slightly different than resolutions, right? But I do that to keep me focused on those goals. And then as I meet the goals, I add new ones. But
Okay, so
that's
why?
so I find that very effective, by the way. I find it very like I've been able to achieve uh, 75 to 80% of my goals by writing them down. But on the same token, it is a new year. And so I guess the the overarching theme for me are these two resolutions that I have. So I don't know if you
Can
want
I
me
just
to.
ask before you
Sure.
continue?
hmm
What is the difference for you between resolutions and goals?
I guess, as I said, the resolution is the overarching theme for the year, maybe, whereas the
Okay,
goals are a little more specific, I think.
okay,
Yeah, I
all
think
right,
that's the difference.
okay.
Anyway, so one of my resolutions is to be more engaged with people, to listen to them more, to ask
Oh,
them more questions about themselves, how they're doing, and I mean, it occurred to me that, I can chatter away, that I can talk a lot, right? Right? I admit
yes.
that.
Well, proportional to, if you and I are together, yes, you do most of the
I
talking.
probably do most of the talking, which, um, yeah. So I, I thought, why don't I let someone else do the talking and actually listen better? And and
Hmm.
and I thought I would probably have a better, richer experience, right? So,
Oh,
oh, I
okay.
see there's a cat on the screen
Uh-huh.
who
Yeah.
wants to be part of our chat.
She's
Um,
not camera shy.
so yeah. So I thought
Oh.
about this a couple of weeks ago actually, and I started implementing it. And I, for example, my niece came to visit before Christmas and she brought her little one. She's 2.5 years old. And I thought,
Ah.
let me let me be more engaged with her instead of talking about what's going on in my life. Let me, you know, ask her more questions, listen better, and find out what's going on in her life and actually, get a feel for what she's going through or what's happening with her.
Hmm.
And I did
Mhm.
do that. And I have to admit, it was a much richer experience for me because I
Mm.
really felt like, oh, that's what it's like to be. She's actually a doctor. She's a dermatologist. And she and her husband have this 2.5-year-old daughter. And she was telling me about how, juggling the two responsibilities and you know,
Mhm.
what time she had to get up in the morning and how when she came home, at work from work at 4:30 or 4:45, the little one was just so pumped full of energy and so excited to see her. And that's how she's super energetic until bedtime. And she says, oh yeah, no, she's like this all the time. So I
Mhm.
was really trying to picture, wow, what must that be like? You're at work and then you've worked all day and then you come home and then you've got to give all this energy to your 2-year-old. I mean, you want to because you haven't seen them all day, right? But as I said, I got a better understanding of her life and what she's going through by
Hmm.
simply asking her more questions. I know other people are going, yeah, Lori, that's the way it works, right? You ask people questions and they tell you. Yeah, I know. But as I said, I have a bad habit of, I guess I'm always excited to be around people and friends and family and all that. And I maybe do tend to talk a bit much. So this is something I'm trying. And I also had another opportunity to try it. After Christmas, my cousin she was actually in town for Christmas with her husband and two daughters. And we got to go visit them at my uncle's, and I hadn't seen her in 3 years. So, and she has a very different lifestyle. Again, she's super busy. She has a good job in management with the utilities company out there. And she also works out, religiously. So she has to get
Hmm.
up at something like 4:45 in the morning to be able to go to the gym for an hour and then get to
Hmm.
work. And then she's back home at, I don't know, I think she said around 4:30, again, 4:30, 4:45. And then she's taking her daughters they're in their teens, but they're very active. They're into sailing. And then the other daughter is into now taking softball or a baseball league and swimming. So she says, oh yeah, then she's got to take them to their various lessons or, and then cook dinner and all this stuff and just start all over again in the morning. So, and then she was just telling me about her life out there because she's in just in a suburb of Vancouver, and they actually have bears in their
Oh
come
gosh.
down
Hmm.
in their back
Hmm.
because they're living near these trails. So yeah, so her husband was telling me that he goes to take out the garbage, and then the other night he hears this, these steps and everything, and then he thought, I think I'm gonna quickly go back inside. He did because there
Yes.
was a bear, and this is very
Oh
common,
my gosh.
very common. I
Hmm.
said, oh my God,
Hmm.
that's like being at the cottage, right? Because I know I've been to the cottage up north, and there's been a few cottages where there have been bears, right? But to have to deal with that regularly at home
Hmm.
would be quite quite an experience, right?
Yeah. Hmm.
Right?
For
Yeah.
sure.
So um uh, anyway, I learned a lot more about her life by asking her more questions and listening and really getting a sense of what her life is like. And I feel walking away from it, I feel richer for the experience. You learn more about them. There's a more of a bonding experience. And it's just a deeper experience than if you're doing more of the talking or, if it's maybe not as it, maybe it's been more one-sided uh, in my in my favor, but and that's why I'm trying to, listen more and engage more.
Okay.
Yeah,
My question to you is,
sure.
how did this resolution even
Come
occur in your
about?
mind? Did
Mm,
someone actually verbally say something to you
no,
directly?
no, no, nobody said anything to me. I
So it's
must have,
something that you observed about yourself?
I observed it about myself. It's possible I read something. It is
Okay.
possible I read something that made me think
To
about it.
self-reflect?
Yeah,
Hmm.
self-reflect. Don't
Okay.
remember. It was just recently, like about 3 weeks ago or something. And it
Okay.
occurred to me that, yeah, I should be, listening more and asking questions and whatever.
Well,
So,
when I think about our exchanges,
mhm,
I never, I always felt like you do ask questions. You do ask questions of me.
I do. It's true because I want to
That's
know.
that's one of
Yeah, I want
the,
to know.
that's I think that's one of the reasons why, it popped in my mind initially to approach you about starting a podcast. We had
Yeah,
good conversations.
yeah.
I
No,
didn't
we
feel
do.
like it was,
Okay.
exclusively one-sided,
No,
right? You
and
you do show interest.
I don't think it is so much with you. I don't think it is
Okay.
so much with you because
All right.
I'm always interested to hear what what what's going on in your life or what you think about things.
Hmm.
I'm always interested. So
So it's not
um
across the board with a lot
I
of
guess
your other
not. I guess
relationships.
not. But
Okay. Okay.
I know that I do tend to speak easily. I don't consider myself a shy person, you know. Like I will speak up. If someone wants to hear an opinion, I will speak up. So I'm like, take a back seat, Lori. Let someone else tell their story.
Mm-hmm.
And so again, I don't know what it was that twigged this or or sparked it. Probably
Okay.
something I was reading, but no, nobody told me anything. I just
Okay.
it divine intervention. I don't know where I was reading. Anyway,
Okay. All
it's
right.
I'm pleased with the results, so I'm going to continue that
Okay, cool.
into 2023.
So for me, for 2023, my resolution would be just to continue what I started in 2022. So
Hmm.
one of the major revelations for me during 2022 was, just starting my personal healing and spiritual journey. So I'm
Hmm.
just going to continue doing that. It's, I'm sure, a lifelong
Hmm.
journey for me. So, yeah, so whatever I can do to continue support my personal healing and spiritual journey. So
Hmm.
continuing to meditate, trying to be still and present,
Hmm.
praying, journaling, and just
Hmm.
communicating with spirit,
Beautiful. Hmm.
right?
Hmm.
Part of my spiritual journey has to do with me learning to love myself,
Hmm.
accept and respect myself.
Hmm.
And I mentioned this before, like learning to um, do things alone,
Hmm.
right?
Right.
So I want to continue doing that. And I did mention in 2022, I wanted to go to a movie alone, but I never got
Right.
to do that. So I
Okay.
will endeavor to have a
Okay.
specific goal. I
Okay.
will endeavor to, attend an actual movie theater and watch a
Although
movie on my own.
I'd love to see a movie with you on that note.
Okay,
But
yes.
anyway,
And
yeah.
that would be a new thing for us because
Okay. Yeah. We've
I
never,
don't think we've ever gone to a
no,
movie
no,
together.
we haven't. I
Okay,
haven't been
okay.
to a
So
movie cinema in ages. I can't remember the last time. But yeah, we should
yeah,
do that for sure. That'd
okay.
be fun.
Yes.
Yeah.
So yeah, learning to do things on my own, but for the purpose of, like learning to enjoy my own company, but also to be
Hmm.
more playful. I realize that I'm really quite serious, and I
Hmm.
know that that's one of the messages that spirit is trying to communicate with me.
Okay.
Be more playful. Be more
Okay.
playful. Have more
Okay.
fun.
Okay.
So, yeah, that would be, for me, yeah, going to the movies and also something new,
Yeah.
skating, right?
Yes.
Going ice
Yes.
skating.
Yes.
So we have some video footage to share with our
This is,
viewers because
yeah, this is hilarious.
Lori and I both went skating recently. So we both of us hadn't gone skating in more than a decade, and we finally a few days ago went to a skating rink and we
Yes.
skated. So
Yes.
yeah, I want to continue doing that as
Yeah.
well. 2 days after you and I went skating, I went skating on my own.
That's
I
amazing
Because
because
you and
I
I had
was
so much
stiff.
fun. You and
I
I
was
had so
stiff
much fun. Were
yesterday.
you?
Yes,
Were
I
you?
was.
Okay.
Now, Grace told me she was not a good skater, and that was a big fat lie because she is an excellent skater.
Okay, okay, come on.
Yeah,
Okay. I wouldn't
yeah.
go that far. I can skate.
You're very good. You're
I
good.
well, I can
I hold on to the I
stay
had to hold
upright.
on to
I
the
can stay
boards.
upright.
I had to hold on to the boards for
Ah,
20 minutes. And then finally I felt secure enough just,
eventually.
but then I still was skating beside the board. You'll see in
Yeah,
the
but that's
video.
how we learn.
I was still thrilled. I was still thrilled that
Yes.
because it was 13 years for me and I've never been a good skater. Yeah, and yet I enjoy it, which is weird, to be not good at something and still enjoy it. But Grace, on the other hand, is a good skater. She was whirling around the
Okay,
ice.
come
And
on now.
you
Okay.
were,
That's that.
you were, you'll see in the video, you'll see. Anyhow, I had a wonderful time
It was
as well.
fun.
That was so fun, and I hope we, go again.
Yes, for sure. For
Yeah,
sure.
but that's amazing you went out yesterday. So you weren't stiff at all, I guess.
No,
No, oh my
no.
God. I was stiff like around my knees and my core was a bit stiff.
Mm,
So, although I feel okay today, but
good.
that ties into one of my resolutions, which is to get more fit because I lost a lot of weight. Not so much last year, but the year before, a little bit. Yeah, it was really more, I think I lost the weight more in 2021 and a little bit into
Okay.
2022. But as a result, I lost muscle tone. So now,
Mm,
I mean, I did start yoga back in October, and that's been helping. And
mhm.
I went running for the first time in 10 years the other day because it was so mild in Toronto. Mind you, it was a run walk. I ran for a bit, then I walked a bit, then I ran, then I walked, whatever. That's fine.
Mhm.
I got out there and, and I
Got your
want to,
heart pumping.
yeah, I want to do more of that, the cardiovascular and just getting fit, hitting the gym, building up muscle, building up the, cardiovascular uh activity. So that's my resolution to do that. And skating it was so great because it was a couple days into the new year and we found a day that was not too cold because we both didn't want to go when it was
I thought the conditions were excellent
they were perfect.
for
And I
skating.
thought,
Yeah.
what a great way to start the new year. We're tackling, one of our goals right from the get-go. And
Yes.
like, isn't that great? It's not like we've
Yeah.
already done one of our goals. Not that we completed it. We're obviously going to go skate some more, but it just, for me, it was just such a high to start the new year tackling one of our goals. So I want to continue to do that because in the summer, I like swimming and golf. And Grace has suggested she and I play some tennis, which again, I haven't
Oh,
played in
yeah.
years. And I was never good at that, very good at tennis, but I enjoyed it. I enjoy hitting the ball, right? Running and hitting the
Yeah,
ball.
me
So
too.
yeah, but I've got to get in better shape to do that. So that's my second resolution.
Okay.
For the time being, those are my two overarching resolutions for 2023.
Okay,
So
I
do
have
you have
another one.
another one?
I
Okay.
have another one. So again, this is more specific. So it
Okay.
has to do with reading.
Oh
Lori
yeah.
and I both love reading.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
every day I'm sorry, every year I usually set a reading challenge. We're both
Okay.
members of Goodreads,
Right.
right? And I
Yes.
do usually join the reading challenge. So you
Yes.
indicate how many books that you are endeavoring to read. So for 2023, I put in 10. So my goal is to read 10.
Okay.
So I'm kind of lowballing it
Yeah, I
actually
was going to say
because
10 is pretty easy to read,
because
right? Considering
uh,
we're both readers. Yeah.
I love reading. Because
Yeah.
for 2022, my goal was to read 8 books, and I actually read 19.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, it's likely that I will surpass
The
reading 10
10.
books in
I think so.
2023.
Yeah.
But who knows? It depends. I wasn't as busy in 2022. Who knows what's going to happen in
Okay.
2023?
True. Yeah, I
Mhm.
do like reading as well. I'm not going to choose a number because I kind of felt, I think I probably read around like you, 17 or 18 books last year, and I'm fine
Uh-huh.
with that.
Hmm.
I don't, I don't feel I need to read 50 books or 40. I don't have that much time, to be reading 50 books, and I also want to read books that I really want to read. I don't want to just read for the sake of reading, right?
Yeah,
Um,
yeah.
yeah, I want to read books that I really want to read. So I'm happy if I read anywhere between 15 and 20 books a year.
But it's all also because sometimes I go through phases of like,
Where
yeah,
you don't
I'm
read?
obsessed.
Okay.
I'm obsessed with reading, but
Yeah.
then, I stop and then I can go a
Couple
fairly
months.
long time without
Okay.
reading at all. Right
Okay.
now, I'm in the reading groove.
Right.
So
And
whether it's going
also,
to last throughout 2023, I do not know.
think of the last almost 3 years, we've had more time. Not so much last year. Last year was busier, right? I mean, I know some people are saying 2022 was a dud, but for me, it was great. It was one of my best years. And I
Wonderful.
was busier. But the 2 years before that, I had more time to read, as I'm sure
Mhm.
many people did when there wasn't anything going on, right?
Yeah,
So,
yeah, lots of closure.
yeah. So I
Okay.
hope everyone has a wonderful 2023. Oh, I mean, it's a new year, new vibe, new energy, and let's put this
Yes.
pandemic behind us once and for all, right? And then enter the new year with all the things we've learned from the past couple of years so
Mhm.
that we can have
Mhm.
better lifestyles, right? I
Yes.
think that was one of the purposes of it. But anyway, thank you for tuning in, and please share with us, if you feel like it, what are some of your resolutions for 2023? We'd love to hear. But otherwise, have a great week.
Thank you.
Bye.